It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
And we're back.
Oh man, I'm still not a millionaire. This sucks.
Oh,
Well, how's it going, buddy?
it's going. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've done one of these guys.
Dude, about a minute and a half.
The public has heard us every week, but
Yeah.
we have not heard us every week.
No, we haven't. Which is probably a nice treat for you.
Oh, I've been bored. I've been bored on my days off.
Bored? How could you ever be bored? You got a wife, you got kids, you got copious amounts of DVDs and
That I don't watch, according to you.
Chuck,
LOTR.
Really, we're not even 2 minutes in and you already want to bring that up, huh? Don't worry, my soul's broken. But I did hear rumors that you did watch a couple of other things that we can actually talk about at least.
Yeah, so I did not watch Lord of the Rings yet, but I'm waiting to try and find the good version on Blu-ray for
Which
a
I'm
decent
fine
price.
with.
Because
Which I'm fine
with the DVD on the 4K TV, it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
We watched iRobot the other night on DVD, and I was like sad, and I was like, can we just buy the digital copy right now to watch it? It'll look better than this.
So it looks better,
Um,
I just had that problem yesterday. I've been on the hunt lately. Hannah hasn't. I don't know if she's ever actually seen it.
okay.
The original Star Wars trilogy.
The original cut or just the original in general?
I think the original in general, but I guarantee you the original cut for sure.
Okay.
So I'm curious. I've been looking for. I want the original version, and
Which Disney is supposed to release that
they
on
won't do
Blu-ray.
that. No way.
Yeah.
If they do that, I'll be really impressed. It'll be the one good thing they've done with Star Wars. But I guess the 2006 release was like the last unaltered version. So I've been hunting that down, and
Right.
I think I may have gotten it, but the fact that I only paid I think it was like $60 for it makes me a little nervous.
That sounds
So-
about right, though. I mean,
I don't know, dude.
well, just
60
for the original 3, right?
Yeah, but unaltered, I mean, it feels like, fuck, dude, that should be like triple that price.
Where did you
You know
get
what I
it?
mean? I got it on Amazon. Or no. Ooh, shit. It might have been eBay. I think I got it at eBay. So there's
They're
a
VHS.
bit of a risk.
It's a VHS rip.
No, it is not. I at least checked that. And I made sure it wasn't a bootleg. So those were
Right.
the two main issues. But hopefully I got the right thing, and that
Yeah.
should be here in like a week. And
Yeah, because
Hannah and I are watch 'em.
I got the 6-pack when they dropped it on Blu-ray for the first time. All 6 of them.
Yeah.
And that one, they altered so much shit in that one.
It's bad.
Like-
and it's like really bad.
Cloud City has so much shit in there that was never there.
No.
I was like, what the hell is this?
My main things are I don't like Hayden Christensen being Obi-Wan or Anakin at the end.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't like.
Oh yeah, they changed that. Why? I don't
yeah.
understand why they changed. That's
'Cause
not
they're
how
stupid.
he never even knew him looking
Yeah.
like that. So it's like there's not even pictures of him or nothing.
I know. I love it. It's just like I could imagine at the end of the movie. It's like, wait, and who are you? Oh, yo, Luke, I'm your dad.
Right.
It's like, wait, what? No, what? Have
You
we
must be the
met?
version that killed my mom. What the fuck?
Yeah, right. Oh, you're the dude who murdered a bunch of children.
You're not the old feeble white dude behind the
God.
mask.
I guess there was like a music change that they did at the end of Return of the Jedi that was like a better one.
They amped it up a little bit, I think.
Well, they changed the song. It was a completely
Okay.
different song, I guess. Because I guess it fit better. That was like one of the main changes that they actually did that was good.
Right.
So there's hard to like find that copy. But
We haven't watched those ones, like the Blu-ray version of them, in a few years. Like probably when I got it, we watched it the most, just so like my oldest could watch them and stuff, just to say he watched them.
Yeah.
But like I remember watching the original 3 on VHS back in the day, like the original cut of the original 3
in that like gold box and shit.
No, before like as they were soloed, yeah.
Oh,
because my dad had gotten them as they were coming out and shit.
Yeah,
because he's old.
No, but I hope I got the right thing, and I'll watch that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I just with all the shit Disney's done to it, I'm like, I need to go back and just remind myself that trilogy was really, really good.
Right. See, I was going through trying to find the Lord of the Rings set on Amazon for a decent price, and I found six dicks.
Did you take all of them at once?
Set that was like the original theatrical cuts of the Lord of the Rings, and then I guess the 3 Hobbit movies. It was all together, but it was only like $30.
Ooh,
and I was like, "What is it? Is this like what the fuck?" It was like too good to be true. So I was like,
"It's very seldom that I would say like like the director's cut or like the extended cut of a movie's better." Because a lot of times with theatrical releases, things got cut for a reason. And, with Lord of the Rings, though, the extended cuts are really better. Like, they really... I mean, and the movies are already kind of long anyway, so, like, the extra, 10, 15 minutes that they drop into these movies, it's like, what's fucking 10 more minutes to actually give you... They give you actual, decent, world building and some good character interaction that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, which is...
See, for the original 3... with the extended edition stuff like that, it's like $60 right now on Blu-ray, which isn't bad, I guess. But for someone who hasn't seen them, I'm like kind of like I want to find it, because then they have the Middle Earth theatrical collection of the all. Oh no, this is the one I was telling you about, the 3 and the 3, which is $36. So then I'm like. But then every other set of just Lord of the Rings and none of the Hobbits are always like $60, $70. I'm like, yeah, so that's definitely not worth $36 to get ripped off.
That just screams like fucking movie theater bootleg or DVD rip.
They're foreign one. They're like different regions, I'm guessing too.
Yeah, like a region 2 UK. I had to deal with that too.
I can't argue those though, because that's how we got the Harry Potter movies, the original set of Harry Potter movies. I bought them on DVD and Blu-ray box sets. I paid $5 for all of them on DVD. And then I paid like $10 for all of them on Blu-ray. And then I sold the DVD box set for $30 and made all my money back anyway. Which I probably could have, thinking about it at that time, I probably could have sold it for more because DVDs were still a little bit, higher up there. But
yeah,
I was just trying to get my money back so that I had a reason to have the DVDs or the Blu-rays. Because I didn't watch Harry Potter either when it first came out. That was one I waited till they were all done.
Yeah. I watched a couple of them in theaters, and it was a little too childish for me. Yeah. Even when I was already like 12, and I was already like, I'm good. Like the first one had some really cool elements, but it still felt kind of cheap.
Right.
And then the second one came out, and I was just like, it's all right.
Yeah.
And then the third one came out, and I was like, ooh, it got really dark and kind of like creepy, and I'm like, ooh, okay, this is pretty good. And then I just never went back to them because I didn't care. I was just like, I don't know, I just never found any of those characters compelling, like none of them. And then like, I mean, Snape is cool, I guess. I like Alan Rickman a lot.
Right.
Hagrid was funny. I liked him.
Yeah.
But then it was just like everybody else was just really annoying.
Which I know Harry Potter is like one of those things too. It's like, some people are for it, some people love it. Dude,
people fucking love it, dude. I did get the UK original cut of the audiobooks read by Stephen Fry. So I'm gonna roll through those because I heard they're fucking awesome. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that because it's like if I can't like the books or the story that in that capacity, then I'll just never like them.
Right.
And like Hannah's older sister's like a mega fan, and then like I have a bunch of friends who are fans, but for the most part, I'm just like, I don't get it. That one missed me. That one missed me. I was just like, I like space and I like Lord of the Rings. I'm that nerd.
I usually like more sci-fi stuff, but like with Harry Potter, when I watched it, I was late 20s, mid 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of fun. Like I could see why it grew so big.
Yeah.
When it came out, especially for kids, because one of my younger brothers, had all the Harry Potter books. He read them. I didn't read none of that shit. I don't care about reading the Harry Potter books. I get it. I get the gist of it.
I don't really read. I mean,
I read. I like pictures in my books. Which I guess the Harry Potter books do have pictures in them from what I've seen. So, anyways, back on topic. As far as things
were we ever on a topic?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how the hell we got there. But so I did watch the Batman vs Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that just came out a few weeks back that you had some words about.
I did. I don't know if people remember, so I would like to see if I would like to hear your opinion.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at a very reputable website, where this movie this movie got 100% on the tomato meter.
Get the fuck out of here.
And so I'm looking at some of these things, and it's like one guy's review was 87 minutes of pure fun. That's not a review one.
No. Any movie that has 100% review on it, either nobody's watching it and everybody's just giving it 10 stars or whatever.
Right.
Or everybody's just fucking delusional or being paid to bump numbers.
And then it says, here's another one. Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a must-see for every comic genre and animation fan. It expertly uses slow motion to add sizzle to the awesome fight scenes. This installment ranks as one of the best, which is wrong. Even I'll say that. So let me get out my first opinion on the movie. Like, I liked it. I thought it was okay. It definitely wasn't the best animation of the year, let alone... I mean, come on, we had freaking Spider-Verse, but it wasn't even touching on some of the Batman movies that we've had in the past either. Like graphic wise, like the best thing about the movie was probably the poster for the movie. It looked so much better, in the poster. But
or even on the box art, dude. Even like the cover of the fucking DVD looks way better.
Yeah. So there's definitely gonna be spoilers for this. If you haven't seen it, go see it if you want. If you don't care, stay tuned. And that's pretty much all I have for that spoiler warning. I know there's a part that you brought up about Damian Wayne's character. How like this is like kind of like a Teen Titans version of his. Not like Teen Titans, the good one, like Teen Titans Go.
Let's go.
It's like the Teen Titans Go version of Damian Wayne. And I saw that, but I kind of went along with it just because they were trying to have some more comedic effect in there to react with the turtles, how corny they are in it. I was really hoping that they were gonna go back to like old school turtles, like the comics, like the black and white type.
If they were more like
make it more gritty and hardcore. If they're gonna mix them in with Batman, especially from the trailer, I got more of that feel. Like I was like, I did too. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be dope. Especially in the trailer. I mean, they even showed Joker in there. You know,
even like in the trailer, they make it really heavy. Like, you know, like Batgirl's like, they're like in this town and things are getting crazy, and Batman's like, well, they should have never stepped foot in Gotham. And I was like, oh, dude, this shit is going to get hardcore.
Right.
And I'm like, this is going to be really dope. And I was like, And they give a lot of like the old elements of like, especially Gotham itself, like the city and the backdrop that they put him in. You can tell they absolutely lifted the old animation from the 90s Batman. And you know, the blimps
with the
and shit.
yeah. Which
And,
they make reference to those too.
which those were funny. I enjoyed those jokes, and don't get me wrong, a few of the jokes land, but again, my biggest issue with it is the fucking dialogue is terrible.
Yeah.
The plot line is fucking garbage. There's no plot at all. And then it's just all references. It's all it is. It's just cameos and references and dialogue. I kept telling Hannah, I was like, I'm watching this movie and I don't know who it's for. It's
so
you have dialogue that feels like it's written for like 5-year-olds who enjoy, you know, the Turtles that just kind of started and stuff.
Right.
But then there's imagery and fight scenes and some stuff that happens with characters that you're like, okay, this is even kind of hardcore for me. Like, as a 30-year-old, this feels like it should be in a Batman anime. I
didn't think that, though. Like, as watching it, like, the only, like, hardcore thing that I really saw in there is when Batman has one of the foot soldiers down, and then Shredder throws the
shuriken.
Right into the dude's head, and then you just see the blood splatter right there, which is really quick and everything. And that was, like, probably the most gruesome, darker, more adult thing that I think I saw in there. Like, everything else I feel I've seen in like animation that they've done for kids.
Okay, so then I will go with that. There's the scene where Shredder puts his blades through the back of a security guard, and not only does it go through him, but then they do the extra punch where you like see it puncture through him and lift his shirt and there's blood. That's pretty hardcore.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially for a kid. There's also another shot where a guy gets decapitated, where you see his head in the foreground, close up in the corner, and then you see his body drop.
But you don't see like all the other.
Yeah, you do. You see his head. His head is literally in the front foreground, and you see the guy's body drop headless in the background. You see it. It's right there. And then I still maintain that the Ninja Star thing is pretty hardcore, because he's like, Batman's holding him. He takes the Ninja Star right between the eyes. The blood is dripping between his eyes.
Yeah.
And his head slumps back, and it's right in the foreground. It's like literally like his dead face is like staring at the audience. It's a little more than it needed to be.
Now, so, and this is one thing that I had a question about with Shredder killing one of his own guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's canon or not for his character. Like, did he kill his own people? Like, I don't remember him killing off his own people, like kind of like James Bond villain or some shit, you know.
Well, they wanted to paint him as a
heartless guy
that he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
And he'll kill anybody. It set the stakes, so I get that. But see, then my problem is it immediately tells me about the tone problem, which I mean is throughout the entire film.
Right.
Now, after he fucking ninja stars that guy, he gets into a fist fight with Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his blades cut through 2 batarangs.
Right.
Like butter. Like they throws them and they go through his knives on his forearms or whatever is butter. Batman is straight up fucking hand-to-hand combating this guy with these blades on, and apparently they're made of plastic now because they're not doing anything.
Yeah, 'cause he breaks them right off.
Yeah, like with his forearms and shit. Like, I'm like, these should have cut through his bones. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I get it. I get what they were going for, but it's like they made this movie for 3 different generations of people.
Yeah.
And made three different plot lines that had nothing to do with each other. Like, the Joker storyline is fucking retarded. It comes out of nowhere. It shows up halfway through the movie.
The entire thing, this is what I gathered from it too, is like they did a role reversal with the movie. They're like, wouldn't it be cool if the Turtles villains were Batman's and Batman's villains were, you switch
and that's
it
what
up.
I was ready for.
And that's exactly they did it, but then the whole thing, like, so this is the one thing I hated about the TCRI mutation shit that they did in there. So they basically are like, we're gonna give this stuff to a random guy from the League of Assassins. He turns into this one creature. Okay, cool. You're showing off what the hell it can do. How come Damian Wayne doesn't say one thing about that happening? Because he saw that. It's like, dude, they got this shit that made him into a mod. Like, something.
He's still a kid. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, he's kind of crazy. And he's seen, don't get me wrong, he's seen mysticism. He knows about the fucking Lazarus pit.
But that
he
would
knows
still
Ra's al
get
Ghul.
you, like...
Yep. And I also hate the fact that, like, Damian and Batman, like, do not talk to Ra's al Ghul like they
At
know
all.
him.
Yeah.
Or, like, even when they interact with, I think they interact with him, like, once or twice.
Yeah, they
and
don't
even
interact with them at all that much.
And like even Damien doesn't even like talk about him like he knows him. It's his grandfather.
Yeah.
Like
When
he
he's
fucking raised him.
That's the thing. It was funny when he's the first time he tells Batman like who it was and stuff, like who the Shredder met up with and shit. I was like, oh, you mean Grandpa?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm
just
like.
say
I'm like,
it. And like I
it's like-
said that out loud, and Nikki's like, what? And I had to explain like the whole storyline.
it's like
there.
grandfather. It's grandfather, and
Right.
Batman would be like, "What? Oh fuck," you know. And then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, these people know each other. Great.
And they
Like,
don't ever
do.
mention. They don't really get into like that Robin. For people going into this not knowing the Damian Wayne story arc, they're not gonna know. They're just gonna think, oh, it's another Robin. But then you have that one scene where he's like, father, at the like at the end where he's about to like where he gets turned into the human bat, which was fucking dope. Like
That was
I
alright,
remember that was another take back from the
Old
Batman
comics
animated
and
season.
And it's old comics and it's
Yeah.
old cartoon. Like everybody always talks about Man Bat.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing, and
But,
it's like, whatever.
So, anyways, with the TCR mutation bullshit, like when they give it to the Joker and they turn all the villains in, shit, was it Arkham? Were they in Arkham? Or were they
I
just
think they
in
were
the
just in a
prison?
random. I think they were just in some random ass.
They
building.
didn't really. I don't think it said Arkham. So they turn all the main, like his main villains into mutated things.
And they turn into random shit too. That was another thing that kind of
that's
pissed me
the thing
off.
is like the Scarecrow turned into a crow. I get it. It's
fine.
cute and funny. But the thing is the mutation is supposed to change them into like their primal urges or primal like things. As a crow, that doesn't seem right.
No.
You know?
It's like, but also it's like, well, okay, then why is Harley a wolf?
See, that's the thing. That was
then,
my
like,
one
5
big
people-
one was I was okay with everybody's like transformation because it made sense as their character art. But then Harley Quinn is like the wolf dog thing, and then the Joker is a fucking snake.
Well, and then some dude like turned into like this big fucking creature thing. Didn't somebody turn into a T-Rex? I swore someone turned into a dinosaur.
When they're running around and shit.
That was half the.
It was one
that was
of
like
the
moment
foot
4 when I
soldiers
was
or
like-
some shit.
Yeah, that was like moment 4 when I'm like, this is fucking retarded. Yeah, that was another moment where I'm just like, oh my god, what is happening? Because like again, I get the mutation thing, and again, that's why I wanted Shredder to just be. There's no reason for Ra's al Ghul to even be a part of this. There's zero reason for that. Like the whole Shredder thing would have worked fine. We didn't need Penguin either. It's like it was like, why not just use Shredder and use the Joker, the two main villains for each person, and then they flip flop.
It seemed like you were watching a version of like the Ninja Turtles meets like a Dark Knight-ish kind of Batman, but with like the Batman from the '60s style. Like,
I really
the
didn't know
villains
what I
were
was
so
watching.
corny. And
like, well, and the dialogue is fucking terrible,
Yeah.
dude. It's like Mikey, like Michelangelo. I fucking hated him. he felt like the like mentally deficient brother that they brought along. For fun.
they made
like,
his like his more laid back humorish arc way too extreme in this compared to a lot. Like, granted, I mean they've done it in some of the cartoons too, but like this is a movie. This has nothing to do with any of those other shows, other things like that. It's a standalone, supposedly. You
Well,
know,
and especially when people are being like decapitated and murdered, it's just kind of like, I mean, I don't know if I need Mikey making really dumb jokes.
Right.
Like, it's just like he can make jokes, and like, you know, when people are turning into creatures, that's a good time for him to make some fucking jokes and shit. And you know, the pizza stuff was fine. The stuff with Alfred was really funny. I enjoyed that. That was from the trailer, that was the interaction.
did
shit I
you
was
know
looking for.
Batman was Bruce Wayne?
Oh my god, yeah. See, like shit like that. Like I love stuff like that. Or like, you know, or at the end, like my favorite. I told Hannah my favorite part, and this is not me being cynical. Is literally the end, the last joke when Batman goes, "Where are you going?" It's pizza time. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Like that's great. I love that.
It was like the whole movie was kind of, and this is my take on it. Like the whole movie is Batman trying to get the Ninja Turtles to like kind of be more apt to what they're doing, not just jump into everything and not be like free-willed so much in their style.
I didn't get any of that.
I
There's
did.
No,
It was
there's
like
no character interaction at all.
It's like because he keeps telling them, "No, you're not coming with me because you're too." They don't fucking listen. Basically, is
only say
what
it
he's
once.
saying.
It's in
No,
the
they
Batcave.
say it like twice. Two
It's in the
times, three
Batcave.
times, whatever. Or that, oh, I wouldn't have been turned into a bat if you guys would have listened or some bullshit like that. He like jabbed at them multiple times throughout this thing for it. And like the whole Turtles thing is like it's family and shit like that. So then by the end, you know, Batman's like, oh, it's family. It's pizza time, you know.
Yeah.
Stupid shit. Can I say, though, at the opening of this movie, so they're in some lab in Gotham, apparently. They didn't say they were in Gotham when they opened the movie, which kind of just, like, confused me. So when there's this, the girl puts out her notepad to stop the Chinese stars from getting into one of the scientist guys. I thought it was April. At first, I was like, oh, it's April. The turtles are coming in there because that's the foot soldiers, and this is how they're going to introduce the turtles and shit. Nope, it's fucking Batgirl. I was like, I did not get that take at all until they went to the next scene.
She shouldn't have been in this film either. What a fucking just waste of a character. It literally just felt like they just threw everything at you.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's all reference stuff, and people are fine with it. Every 5 minutes, it's just like, oh, I know that character. Ooh, I know that reference. Ooh, I knew that. That's nice. It's like nothing's happening.
Dude,
like
Baxter Stockman, though, I love seeing Baxter Stockman as full fly, dude. That was awesome.
I guess. Yeah.
That was cool. Like, I haven't seen him like that since.
But it just takes away from it when I just like, okay, it's just all these other fucking idiots are turned into stuff. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I'm out of it at that point. And like, like, and how about the turtles getting into the Batcave? How do you like that?
Getting in there, I was okay with it until Donnie opened his big fat mouth to when I think it was Batman asked like how they get in there, some bullcrap. And he's like, oh, well, this one section of the cave is very unsecure. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, y'all couldn't have just been like, it was easy to bypass the security or something? Like, you know, saying it's unsecure is stupid because it's Batman 1. And then Nikki's like, well, yeah, there's turtles. They can swim through the sewer. I'm like, so is freaking the Gator guy, Croc. Yeah,
Croc.
Killer Croc. I'm like, he could just swim up in there then. It's like
Penguin.
I
I'm
get
sure King Shark.
I get what they were
fucking-
trying to do though with like showing, oh well, this is this and this, but no, Batman stops crime everywhere.
Yep.
Not just in like a circular place around Wayne Mansion or some shit. So it's like it doesn't make sense. So
No. I fucking hated it. It made me really mad. It's like it I don't know. It just made everything so easy.
yeah.
For no reason. It was so lazy, and it was just like there's no reason for it. You could really
So there's
the bullshit for me really started during the Shredder fight. That was when I was
That's what
kinda
I was
like,
just gonna talk about, because on the last time you talked about it, you did not like the Shredder's like weird
Avatar Airbender thing.
Yeah, so the chi, I would call that his like chi punch. He's
Sure.
like circulating his chi into the punch and stuff. Now that actually goes back though with the comics where the foot used to do some kind of black magic shit back in the day. So
Talk about
it hasn't been canon in every iteration, especially as of late. They've always made Shredder like a freaking alien and stuff. So
I'm gonna go with I don't know the last time I've ever seen that ever in anything.
it's
ever.
never been in the cartoons, only the comics itself.
So if you were gonna bring it in, this was the movie to do it because you had fucking Ra's al Ghul. Again, you have mysticism and shit.
Right.
It exists. Fucking just say something about it.
Yeah.
We don't need the. It's like it just looked fucking dumb. It looked dumb. It's like. Oh, he's like doing the arm movement, and then like the fucking like Chinese symbol or Japanese symbol pops up behind him.
It was the foot
Japanese.
symbol. It was the foot symbol.
Okay, then that makes it even dumber. That makes it even more fucking stupid. It should have been an ancient art that it came from. So there you go.
Right.
So he does. It's just fucking stupid. It comes out of nowhere, and then you never see it again. He never does it again. Never talks about it. We don't know why he did it. We didn't know. Like, was it something? It never comes up again. So it's stupid.
Right.
It was pointless. Also, because it hasn't been done in 1,000
Well, no,
years.
he was about to do it one other time.
I don't
But
remember it.
yeah, because Batman, no, the turtles stop him from doing it to Batman, like to jump into him or some bullshit. It was towards the end, the last fight and stuff.
Okay.
It was right before he falls into the bat of Joker goo.
Okay.
Which after the credits, if you watch that far, he turns into Joker Shredder. He's like a super Joker Shredder.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't watch farther.
And then that's how they end
Christ.
it, because they're gonna make a sequel probably.
Oh God, fucking kill me. Dude, I can already tell you a better way they could have gotten into the Batcave. Because the bullshit for me 100% started when Shredder got introduced. That's when I'm like, oh, this movie doesn't.
I
know
was
what it's
glad
doing.
though to see them have Shredder actually fight, whereas
I'd like that.
most of the other iterations that we see visually of him, he's not really doing a whole lot of fighting,
He
except
just
for
sends
like
in the Foot Clan and then bails.
right, or some other mutation or some crap like that.
You know, except for all the movies when he has a fight scene with everyone.
You know, he only has a fight scene in one movie.
He fights on the roof in the first one. He
In the second one, he doesn't fight anybody. He takes the Shredder ooze, and then Kevin Nash is just like, boom.
doesn't he? I swore he fucked with some guys in the
No.
in the warehouse thingy, in the junkyard, and then in the
No, that's
wasn't he at the training camp? No, he wasn't.
the
at the training
big
stuff either.
the big Chinese guy or the big Japanese dude does all the fighting and stuff, and then Shredder like grabs the girl and the ooze and just and then he turns into Super Shredder, and then that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, so like I said, like the bullshit starts at that fight because it's like you have the chi thing, which was hard to deal with. I really hated.
I dug it though. I dug it. It was something different.
Batman doing the hand-to-hand combat, not getting cut up more was kind of
Right.
lame. Especially when you already have blood and decapitation and stuff. It's like, why not have Batman get a little more fucked up?
Yeah.
So then he does the little chi punch thing. Batman, obviously, he had to like shatter his fucking ribs or something because the blood starts to come out of his mouth. So he's all fucked up. And then Shredder just pieces out.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't fucking kill. Why doesn't he kill him? He just leaves.
Yeah, I questioned that too. I was like, you just killed your own dude, but you won't kill a guy that you've just been fighting with for like 5 minutes. Like,
Yeah, that would have been a perfect introduction for the Turtles to save him from Shredder, and then Batman
Right.
would have been like, oh, okay, that's cool.
but then you don't get the Batman versus Ninja Turtles, because in everything Batman versus, he has to fight them before they become friends.
Which, fine. We could have set that up way better. Because then not only that, after that, what happens? That's when Batman fights the Turtles 2 seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
Batman's perfectly fucking fine,
Yeah.
and he beats the shit out of the Turtles.
the chi thing is kind of like a what I gathered from it anyways. They don't explain it at all. They kind of try to do an explanation of it in like one of those quick little alternate animation scenes or whatnot. But they what I gather from it is when he does the like chi punch, it basically like one, it's gonna knock the wind out of you, and two, it kind of like paralyzes you, like does a partial paralyzing, for temporary paralyzation, I guess, or something.
All the more reason why Shredder should have killed him.
Right, like he's
Also,
not moving, he's not getting up, he's not gonna do nothing. Just kill the bat, and then. But I think the whole thing was it was their. Well, no, because their whole plan was to destroy Gotham. So it doesn't make sense. Why not to kill the bat right there?
And Shredder would know about Batman if he was working with Ra's al Ghul at this point.
Right.
They would have known to kill him. That would have been probably.
He even said something
plan
to
number
him.
one.
He's like, "You said the bat wasn't going to be a problem or some bullshit."
Exactly. So why wouldn't you have killed him? So it makes no sense. So then after that,
And then they made Ra's al Ghul like a
fucking-
Raj. He's like
juke.
he was a joke compared to the Shredder. The Shredder was more badass than him.
Which is horseshit, by the way.
And like I love the last fight with him, and I think it's Leonardo. He's like, I've been alive for lifetimes and blah blah blah, and I've learned from the best. And then Leonardo just kicks him in the balls.
Just kicks him right in the dick.
It's like, well, I'm 16 and I learned from a rat.
I mean,
This shit was funny. Come on, it was funny. It wasn't.
it really.
If you
really
were going
wasn't.
into the movie as like a serious state of mind, like you were,
As a 5-year-old, yeah, maybe. As a 5-year-old, yeah, it would have been fucking hilarious. The guy got kicked in the dick.
I thought it was
funny.
funny. I was like, yeah, I guess, yeah, because you always forget, like in the shows, like they are teenagers.
No,
They're
you know when that should have happened? That should have happened with the fight with Batman. That's when it would have been
kick
funny.
Batman in the nuts.
Kick Batman in the dick. That would have been kind of funny.
Right.
Because you knew they weren't going to kill each other. You know, the show was going to tell you obviously they're not going to kill each other. That would
Right.
have been fine. He beat a fucking 1,000-year-old assassin by kicking him in the dick. No way. Absolutely not. It's just so dumb. I hated it. And again, it was put at a moment when like we're at the climax of the movie and people are getting fucked up and things are going awry, and so it's just totally wrong. And then so then I'm assuming Batman's at least got a fucking broken rib or something from the chi punch, because he's got blood coming out of his mouth. That says internal organ.
Yeah.
Internal bleeding. There you go. The next scene, he meets the Turtles, and he fights them, and beats the shit out of all of them, pretty dominantly too.
Yeah, he
So
takes
now-
them,
so-
knocks them the crap out.
So if he's all fucked up that bad and can beat the four of them, for me, I immediately go, these Turtles suck. Why even bother having them around? They're fucking garbage.
If he can beat all four of them like that, it's like, why wasn't he able to take down the Shredder? Like,
again, it just the power level stuff doesn't
Yeah.
work. Everybody is just as strong as they need to be for the scene.
I
and
will
hate
say,
it.
I was hoping to see Splinter in this though.
Yeah, he's in a fucking like shitty flashback or something.
Yeah, he's
Like,
in one of
how
those like
fucking dumb.
alternate animation things, and it doesn't even look like a rat. He looks like a turd with a mouth.
Yeah, he looks
and arms.
weird. It's like, I mean, why couldn't Splinter have been like kidnapped by Ra's al Ghul or by Shredder or something, brought into Gotham, and that's why the Turtles are there?
Right.
You know, it would have given him a purpose. And then the reason I thought it's like, what a fucking miss, was just like, Batman's fucked up, right? He can have his cool entry, his entrance when he lands in front of his car with this, he's all backlit and shit.
Right.
And then the Turtles see him and they're like, oh shit, we've heard about him. Like, we know, oh, is this the thing? And like, and then he passes out in front of the Batmobile. And Mikey could look at the car and go, the car is fucking cool, you know, and all this stuff. And what do we do? And then fucking Alfred shows up with Damien.
Yeah.
There
and then
you go.
that's how they get back into the lair.
And Batgirl, exactly. And then it'd all be like, oh shit, like we weren't gonna do this, and Alfred could have a badass moment and say something to him.
The entire fight, though, it was just, to me, the fight between them and Batman was just pointless, and it basically made the Turtles look like asses. When
just
they
made
can
them look
fight,
weak.
they're trained ninjas since the freaking birth, basically.
Yeah, and talk about no teamwork.
Yeah.
It's a fucking cartoon, and I never see like any like all four of them crushing people with a shell or them jumping off each other or doing something cool.
Which I get, like they always have had the issues in the movies and stuff and the shows, like of the no teamwork bullshit. But they always come together by the end of it, you know?
Yeah.
But this is a one-off movie.
Yeah.
You don't
And
have the
even
time
see it.
for that story bullshit. You just get it in there and get it done. They've
Like,
been
why couldn't you knew it was the Turtles, you knew it was Batman, why couldn't we just watch them be themselves?
Right.
Like, they've been doing this forever. Like, the Turtles should have worked together and fucked Batman up. Like, it should have been they're all ninjas. They're fucking badass ninjas.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're kids. That's the whole point.
Which according to this movie, they were only 16, so it's kind of like, one, you put an age on them. Why did you have to do that?
Yeah, that was dumb. But I mean, Damien's fucking like 13 and he's murdered people. Like, get out of here. Like, that's just dumb. It's nonsense. And so that Alfred could have got him into the Batcave that way, and then all the stuff could have sequenced the way it should have. Like, it's fine. It would have been fine. And you know, Mikey fucking around in the Batcave was a little autistic to me, but it was still kind of in his character, so I'll live. It was fine. I don't like what they do with the Turtles in this movie. It's just fucking weird. Like, they can't decide. They're either like chibi fucking morons, or they get the like ninja white eyes and they're going around trying to kill people.
Right.
And it was so tonally deaf. And Donatello just straight up murders a dude, but we just don't talk about it. I was like, all right, like, okay, so do the Turtles murder in this universe? Is that how that works? I mean, I get it.
They really
Leonardo's got
don't
a fucking sword.
Say anything about it. And my biggest question is because both of these properties are owned by separate studios, because you have Warner Brothers, and then you have Nickelodeon, which is Universal, I think
So,
owns them. So it's like, who had the most say in what happened with this?
Probably Warner Brothers.
Yeah, because it's Batman. It's like, you know. So
DC's much bigger.
Of course, that's probably the reason why Batman kicks their ass all together.
Yeah.
So DC, like, you know, they had to throw in every freaking villain, like their main big bad villains and stuff. Yeah. Harley Quinn did not need to be in this whatsoever. It was stupid, pointless.
Which is funny because I considered her the only good thing about this movie. Because she was the only one. Because not only was it at least Tara Strong, so it sounded right.
Yeah.
But also she actually worked with her character, and the fact that nothing, like, when nothing coincides and nothing matters in this movie, you know what I mean? Like, the plot doesn't matter. The characters are not their characters. Everybody's just doing random ass shit. The fact that Harley Quinn was actually consistent with her character throughout the entire fucking movie, I was like, okay,
that's
she's the
one
only
really
good thing.
hard one to screw up. I mean, what are they gonna make her do? Not be stupid, psycho, crazy?
I've seen her character fucked a few times, like not very well. I mean,
oh man,
you know, it's like
her
and the Ingesting games are kind of rough.
It wasn't Harley Quinn that I thought. It's Poison Ivy. Poison
that
Ivy
was fucking stupid.
She was the most pointless person in this movie because she didn't even do anything. I know the same.
They walked right by her.
Yeah, the same girl
so
voiced Harley Quinn, but it's like they just wanted to get her in there again. It's like you did not need Poison Ivy. Maybe they were trying to up their female quota for the movie or something.
They just wanted references, dude. Every time something stupid happened in this movie, they just made a reference or a joke. It's just like all movies right now.
I still don't understand the Joker turning into a freaking snake.
Snake?
Doesn't make sense. He's not a snake.
Anybody turning into anything made no sense. It was just all dumb.
Yeah.
Once like 5 people were turned into the wolves, I was like, okay, so everybody's just gonna be a wolf then. That's fine. Whatever.
Right.
It's a special serum. It's just gonna turn them all into dogs. Okay. But then people just started turning into random shit. And I'm like,
The dinosaur one, which the dinosaur was the exact same dinosaur that's in the Batcave. And why is there a dinosaur in the Batcave?
Yeah. That's a comic book reference, I guess, too. So whatever. But it's always been like that in the Batcave. So I'm like, sure, okay.
Right.
It's just fucking dumb. It was so dumb. And I still hate Donatello murdering a guy and nobody talks about it.
This is, all right.
Killed him.
As far as story goes, I don't think I have much left to talk about. There's not much.
There's no story.
Um,
There's no story.
As far as, because I know this was something you had brought up before too, was the audio.
Yeah.
The audio. There are points in this movie where I'm watching them talking. Granted, it's a cartoon, so I'll give them a little bit of leeway. But I've seen great cartoons. And for the audio, for the voiceover work to not match up with the actual faces, it
Or
really
anything.
annoys me, because there's times where it might be Batgirl's talking, but she's talking and her mouth is not moving.
No.
And I'm like, how did they screw that? Literally, you can edit that over. Just move your audio over one way or the other, you know? Like, it made no sense to me. And
I'd really like to see what the production time was on this, because I
Dude,
told Hannah, I'm like, it feels like it was done in like 6 months.
yeah,
or
well, they
less.
announced it about 6-7 months ago, and then it came out.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it was a really fast thing. Quick venture on both parts of both companies, you know. Something just to get both of their, Batman, their golden boy, out there again, and the Turtles for some reason. Because, and this is the thing that saddens me the most, is everybody's wanted to see a
Yep.
Batman Turtle movie for so long.
Yep.
And you give me this crap. And I say crap even though I like the movie, because I thought it was funny. It entertained me, at least.
You won't like it more down the road. It was good for a viewing.
Right. I probably
down
won't
the road,
watch
I
it
think.
like all the time like I do the original 2 movies. So, or even Turtles Forever. Turtles Forever was a pretty fun turtle movie. It's a cartoon. So as far as the audio goes, though, like, that was like one of my biggest things on there, because their voiceover work was not matching up half the time. It sounded
just
very
wasn't even
flat
good.
too.
It was all lazy. Like, it just felt like everybody
Yeah.
was just reading lines, like not actually acting. Because I pulled, as soon as we finished it, I told Hannah, I got to show you something cool, because I don't like them ripping off like just pure imagery from the 90s Batman, which is incredible.
Which they totally, even the same color
Yeah.
scheme and everything.
Yeah, it was insane.
They probably grabbed B-roll from there. It was like,
yeah,
here
that's
you
what I'm
go.
saying. I told Hannah, I was like, it feels like they put a template on, and then they put all these characters in front of it, because all the characters are different looking, but yet Gotham looks the same. You know,
Right.
it's fucking weird. So I pulled up like some of the best scenes from like the 90s Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, Hannah, I mean, listen to all of this. Like the Batcave, you can hear drips and bats and
Right.
beep boops from
Yeah,
computers. and
there's no sound.
there's
Like
no atmosphere.
the sound.
There's no.
The only time, like, so I was listening too. I turned my volume up at certain points when there was no dialogue, because their audio balance was off.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was really off. But their background noise, so when they're like on top of the police headquarters talking to Gordon, and you would hear like sirens, different car noises. You can hear them if you turn it up a lot,
Barely. Yeah.
and it's still barely there. I'm like, that should be. You guys need to pump up your background noise a little bit, like.
Or like, steam from like the building tops.
Right, and it doesn't have to be like right out in my face, because you're gonna have ADR all over the bitch, so it doesn't really matter. So that's.
No, it was just lazy. It just felt lazy.
So-
The whole thing felt lazy.
Yeah.
And cheap. Like really cheap.
One thing I want to start doing though, dude, on here, and I think we'll start with this one, is do like a rating for this movie.
Yeah.
It's so hard though, because there's so many different style of movies to rate them all on one meter. But like for cartoon animation movies, like, we can rate them all at a certain scale, but I'm just not sure like what we should do, 1 through 10, or what do you think?
For me, I mean, numbers are so just arbitrary.
Yeah.
I just always say I just give the real review and say whether or not I think you should.
Yeah.
see
Okay.
it.
So do that then. What is your final opinion then? If people are into Turtles and Batman, should they go or should they watch this if they have not already?
I would say if you have a kid under the age of 8, 8 or younger, maybe 10 or younger, watch it first, vet it, because there is some pretty hardcore imagery in it.
See, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I watched it with my 5 and 10-year-old, and well, the 10-year-old fell asleep. So that says a lot right there. But the 5-year-old liked it, and I think that was more because of the mutation of all of the villains and shit like that.
Well, I think the kids will be fine, even with murder and stuff. Like I said, we grew up with like 80s violence.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
we were watching.
Kids are fine. It's more, I always say, just vet it, because some parents are kind of weird about what their kids see. So I would say, because this is very questionable, because it's all over the place.
Right.
You don't even know what you're watching.
And it's a very objective look at it too. Like what you think is too much for your kids. Like I let my kids watch Stranger Things, so
that would be subjective. Actually.
Right. Subjective. Did I say objective?
Yes.
My bad.
I would say with this movie, if you have a kid that's 8 or younger, I think if you're actually a real fan of both of these characters, I don't think you're gonna see what you actually want to see.
Right.
You'll just be happy with the fact that you're like, oh, it kind of sounds like Batman, and oh, I know all these characters. That was neat.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna walk away from it remembering it really after like 2 days, or like really giving a shit about it.
There'll be some fun points in it, and that's about it. Like
maybe 1 or 2 jokes that you might land, but for the most part, I would say, for people who like numbers, I would say this is a 4 out of 10, and that's kind of being nice.
Right.
I think
that's higher than what I was gonna say. So
yeah,
I like the movie.
on IMDb, I gave it a fucking 1 because I couldn't give it a 0.
Right.
But to throw the subjective in there, I would say a 4, just because kids and hyper fans, like fanboys, will go, this is pretty good. You get to see all the things you want to see, and there's some voice actors and nostalgia, but honestly, if you're like a real fan and you actually like these characters and you like what they do and you know their histories, it's like this is a really cheap, shitty knockoff interpretation of them.
There's things in this that I wish that they would have taken parts of it. There's parts from this that they could have dove into a lot better. Yeah. And then there's other parts where it's like, dude, I'd like to see that actually show up in long form television or something.
I just wanted more actual character interaction. I would have preferred a lot more Batman and, because I mean, imagine if they find out about this stuff and Batman has to like, you know, there's a scene where Batman and the Turtles have to have a back and forth teaching them about their villains.
Right.
You know, and then like Batman would have to learn, because he's so independent, he has to learn to fight as a team.
Okay.
And the Turtles could teach him that, but Batman would have to teach them how to be, you know, a little more clever and how to work in the realms of Gotham, and you know, don't fuck around with Ross. He's like 1,000 years old and blah blah blah, and you know what I mean? Just like
right.
It would have been cool. There could have been some cool stories, and the fact that Splinter is not more involved in this is insane. Especially giving all the referential shit they do. I'm like, you really didn't bring Splinter in? Like, imagine, like, I would have fucking died a scene with Alfred and Splinter sitting down, like, for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking dope.
I was expecting Splinter to show up, actually, in the final fight scene.
Or something.
To, like, save Batman from, like, the last punch that Shredder was going to try and do on him.
Well, and, like, imagine if Splinter had a fucking cheap punch, and then it's like, then it's explained.
Which he says that,
what he did.
What they say that only Shredder and Splinter know how to do it.
Cool.
They're the last two.
Yeah, it was in the flashback. It was in the flashback, I think.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm like, well, it would have been, like, why do we need to exposit in a flashback? Couldn't we have just seen that? And then imagine if Splinter sat down with Alfred, having a cup of tea, they're all talking. And again, another problem I have, once Bruce Wayne puts on the suit, you never fucking see Bruce Wayne again. Right. It's all Batman the rest of the way through, and I hate that.
So I know you didn't see the end scene, the last final scene with Joker Shredder.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to take that scene, and then as soon as it's over, add the "I told another funny."
Dude, I still love that. From, goddamn, God, those movies are so good. I'm watching those again. So yeah, for the yeah, I would say objectively, this is a 1 out of 10. I don't expect anything from it.
Right.
I would say from maybe a subjective standpoint, I would say about a 4 out of a 10. Like I said, if you're questionable about certain images you want your kid to see, vet it first, and then this is a really good bullshit babysitter movie, you know, where your kids are playing with their toys in the living room. But again, you can find so much better lore than this. And
right.
I would just say, if you feel the need to watch this, don't spend more than like $1 at Redbox, or hopefully it goes on Netflix or on Nickelodeon streaming or something. It's a waste of money.
It's supposed to be on Netflix soon. If not, I'm sure DC will probably work a deal to stream it straight on their DCU app or some bullshit. Because on it, it does say DC animated movie on the like DVD cover and bullshit. And it's another one of those movies too that's like, if you look at the cover, you're gonna want to buy it.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't seen it, because the cover's awesome. But
again, definitely just watch it before you buy it. Figure out a way to watch it cheap before you spend the money.
You can, I think you can Redbox it for $1, or Vudu rent it for like $3 or some shit like that.
But see, at that point, the fucking movie's gonna be $5 in 2 weeks. It's not very good. It's not gonna. I honestly, I would say don't waste your time. But you know, if you like Turtles and fucking Batman, you know, there's I guess worse ways to spend an hour and a half. So that's my take. What about you?
Okay, so well, I just read this thing here that supposedly back in 2016, they reported that Warner Brothers was considering adaptations of Batman and TMNT and Wonder Woman.
Oh.
But it wasn't until 2019 that it was officially announced. February 2019. So this movie came out June? Yeah.
It was probably about a month ago. No, I'd say a month ago. So probably
May. Yeah. Yeah, because they dropped the digital version of it in May, and then they released it on DVD and everywhere else in June. That's because they love to do that.
So I would say it was done in May. It was because they finished it.
Well, March they had the first trailer come out too.
It was probably
all this shit.
March, April. So yeah, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and we'll just say the beginning of May.
It was released to positive reviews based on 11 reviews.
Fucking 11?
How can you say, okay, based on 11 reviews collected on Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 100% with an average rating of a 7.3 out of 10. That's not 100% then if the average is 7.3, right?
Yeah. No, that's wrong. Also, go to IMDb. You'll probably get a better one. I think on IMDb it's like 7 or 8.
And real quick before I give my finals on this, there's another review on Rotten Tomatoes that says this, and I quote, from Rosie Knight. And I think she needs to go back and watch some of these animation movies, because she says this is easily one of the best recent DC animated films. It has slick action, a super fun story, and spectacular animation. Now, and she said recent to, like, you know, probably cover her ass or whatever, you know, make sure, there hasn't been anything good. Reign of the Supermen is better than this.
Oh, yeah.
And that came out this year as well. The Death of Superman was last year, but that was a good one. Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, last year. That's still recent. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, that was actually pretty fun.
That was kind of
cool. Animation was pretty dope in it. I haven't watched that one. Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. Have you seen that?
Oh, that's a fucking great one.
Is it? I'll have to check that out.
Is that a movie or is that because they do the Judas Contract
That's a movie
storyline.
It's a movie from 2017.
So I don't know. Because in the Teen Titans Cartoon Network show.
The original.
Yeah.
They
do the Judas Contract storyline in it. And it's fucking awesome. So, I mean, the movie might be good. I don't know if you can really tell that story in a movie. It's kind of hard.
It's an hour. It's like an hour and 20 or hour and a half long
that's
movie.
asking, that's asking for a lot. Like they covered that storyline for like half a season, if not a full season of Teen Titans.
Right.
So, but
Right.
Judas Contract's a great storyline. So I mean, I haven't seen that one. So if that movie,
It's on Hulu.
if they do it right, that storyline is solid.
Do you have Hulu?
No, I just have Netflix and like Amazon Video.
Yeah, it's on here. I might watch that tonight. Dude, they have so many like ones. I got Hulu. I don't pay for Hulu, by the way.
Nice. Your wife does.
No, our cell phone company like gave us a free sub for it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have the. It
'Cause
was either.
AT&T and shit does that shit too.
It was either we get like free Hulu or we could do like a free iPad or some shit. I'm like, we have iPads.
Yeah, get fucking Hulu.
Why not?
That's smart.
All right, so basically my last words on it are one, I liked it for what it is. Definitely was not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. The trailer fucking tricks you.
Yeah, the trailer gets you. I did like some of the reincarnations,
Reinterpretations, maybe?
Yeah, reinterpretations of the Shredder.
Yeah.
Because that was probably one of the highlights of the movie was the Shredder. They made the Joker and Roz just like asses. Like,
yeah.
They weren't anything. You think if the Joker got his hands on some ooze that he would turn himself? No, he wouldn't turn himself. He'd try and get like
Whole
the
city.
entire city, like pump it in there. Which, I mean, I guess that's what they were trying to do, but he wasn't doing it.
No.
Like Roz was, so
Yeah.
I don't know. As far as like going out and watching it like right now or seeing it, like John says, try and find it to rent it.
Mm-hmm.
Find it cheap. Go online and find it, yeah. 'Cause, I mean, it's fun movie if you're not paying $20 to watch it.
Yeah, see, my whole thing is that you're like a super fan of Turtles.
Yeah.
Like super fan, and you're a pretty big fan of Batman. I'm just kind of like, if you're not super jazzed about it, then I mean that speaks fucking volumes.
Like the first viewing was good. I'm sure if I sat down and tried to watch it for a second time, I'd probably walk away. Just because the first time I was like, okay, I want to take this in. Plus, I wanted to talk about it on here.
Yeah.
Because you had said some stuff about it. So I wanted to get a full opinion on it. But I would rather go back and watch some of the 90s cartoons and stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah. I agree.
Or watch TMNT from 2006.
Hell yeah.
That was a fun one. I love the animation in that too. They seem like they're going backwards in animation sometimes, dude.
Well, the problem is that they're just trying to do 3 different styles. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to do the anime, and then they're trying to kind of look like the CGI ones, but they're still hand drawn. It's just weird. I don't know what they're doing.
But as far as like if I'm gonna do a 1 out of 10 rating, which I don't know if we're gonna keep doing 1 out of 10s or not, but
Probably not.
I would probably go with a 2.5. Just because the story's just it's not well put together.
Nah.
And some of the arcs don't match the characters as well as we know them. And it's one of those things too with the Turtles, especially with like their personas. They keep trying to dive into the retro turtle personas from the 90s cartoon now. Like they didn't do it for the 2000s cartoon, the 2003 series. Like they got away from like the corniness a lot. And then they like reverted right back as soon as Nickelodeon took over. And Nickelodeon's like, this is all Turtles is they're pizza eating, like, cowabunga, dude. And
I still argue that Nickelodeon like CGI animated one.
Which one?
First season was good. That was the one where Jason Biggs. And,
the 2012 series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first season was solid, and then it just got fucking goofy. And
I haven't watched all of it. I was watching the first season as it was going on, but then life happened, so I stopped. And it's like my kids don't really care too much about watching that as much as they would rather watch Pac-Man on Netflix for some reason. So a 2.5 probably, and should you see it? Should you not see it? It's really just up to you
That one, yep.
how well you like turtles, how goofy you want your movies, how serious. If you like a serious, goofy movie, then I guess watch this. With that said,
I just felt like I wasted my time. That was
Yeah.
all. I felt like I got duped, and I didn't like it. Made me mad.
speaking of wasting time,
Okay.
very
A Segu.
good, Segu. I rewatched, and John is pissed that I bought these. I bought Captain Marvel
Yeah.
and Aquaman, but to be
Yeah.
fair, I got Aquaman for like $10.
That's still
on-
$10.
on
You could've
4K,
done so
so
much for
I'm
$10.
Let's talk about Aquaman since we're talking about wasting time.
Ooh, okay. Let me. I'm gonna refresh my bev because
All right.
Aquaman's the one I know like front to back. So
So let's dive into it. As I was saying, I watched Aquaman for the second time completely all the way through on 4K actually.
okay.
So the first time I watched it, sorry, I got a dick in my mouth. The first time I watched it, we watched
I like
it
how you. I
on-
like how we fucking took a break,
Yeah.
right, to refresh before this topic.
Uh-huh.
We did a clap to kill some of that, and you immediately just shoved something in your mouth. You could have eaten, you could have taken a drink, you could have done all that. Then we could have resynced and got back to it. But no, you're like, hey, you ready to go? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, professional.
Food smash.
Always the professional.
Oh yeah.
Hey, did you notice my headphones, by the way?
There's nothing on that side.
What? Oh, wrong side. That side.
It's cool. You got swag.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Right, immediately on the podcast, I think it was either the last one or two ago. I bitched about not having Myke Shrews swag, and then immediately checked my mailbox after we finished recording, and I go, oh, I got stickers and a nice letter from Galactic Turtle Productions. I felt so validated, and kind of like an asshole.
Yeah. No, okay, so let's dive into it.
Oh,
Aquaman.
we're gonna dive in. What are we gonna dive into?
The ocean
Was that a
to save Atlantis.
was the pun intended?
To Atlanta.
Fucking Christ. where the fucking players play. Atlanta.
Oh,
is
damn
the
it. Now that
place.
song's stuck in my head, dude.
You're welcome. I made that joke in my commentary and I still die. Welcome to Atlantis, where the players play.
No, so,
Anyway. Bring it.
I watched it for a second time, and I thought, maybe I'll find something I like in this movie, something like good I can find, something.
I thought you liked it already.
Yeah, I thought it was an okay movie. I didn't
Yeah.
think it was like the best thing ever. No, but I didn't like that one.
Oh, okay.
No, because that was the one that I said that wasn't a good movie to people, and they said, yeah, it was. That was a great movie, and I kept asking them why.
Oh, okay.
And they said, well, because it was a good movie and I liked it. And I was like, that doesn't mean that it was actually
make it
good.
You can like eating shit. It doesn't make it good.
Right? Like, I like the Batman vs Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. It doesn't make it a great movie
doesn't
or
make
a
it
good
good.
movie. Oh, man. So, no, like, we watched it again. And I kept trying to find something in it that maybe I could possibly like.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that it is a beautifully made movie. I will give them that. It's stunning. It's a lot of CG that could be redone if they wanted to go back and output that shit and make it look a little more realistic, I guess. But this movie was made for everybody, I guess, because it has everything in it. It has the romance story. It has a guy having sex with a fish lady who's apparently retarded at the beginning, and Small R.
Dude, this movie doesn't even feel like a goddamn movie to me. It's like the fucking thing turns into a goddamn cartoon for like half the movie.
I couldn't get over it. How like incredibly not well it was.
So articulate.
And I'm trying to see if I took any notes down on this one when I was watching it. Nope, I did not, because there was nothing. I was writing down notes when I was rewatching stuff to see if there's things I might have liked. But this one, I feel if they would have dove more into like the adventure of trying to find the trident and like make it about that whole thing, and didn't keep going back and forth from 5 different storylines throughout the movie, but made it about him and her finding the trident. Make it kind of like an Indiana Jones style thing, or almost.
Which I'd argue is what they did. They literally even lifted the map sequence from Indiana Jones. Yeah. So I would argue that is in there, and it's just. But
I feel they should have dealt with more of that than just like, oh, he gets here, oh, he's there, oh, he gets the thing.
That was
like,
the weakest part of the movie. Them running around to like the Sahara. It's like before the Sahara was a desert. If it has a kingdom of the deserters in it, and it used to be part of the kingdom in the ocean, they would know what the Sahara is.
Right.
Fucking dumb bitch. I hate that movie.
Can we also say too? I noticed this like because I didn't pay attention the first time I watched it that much brutal. Because I was like, okay, I get it. When they're doing like the flashback of like the city sinking into the seas.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And then they're like, and then we like adapted to the sea. Did they adapt to the sea like within 30 seconds of being sunk? Because they just showed the city just sink right away.
And die, or?
Like, was there some tech or something? You just like the city sunk and we adapted. You don't live underwater like that. Is it Waterworld or what the hell?
Dude, none, and it wasn't even like they were like super technologically advanced. They had like steampunk shit. It was just like, okay, sure. Just because you say it doesn't mean we just have to eat it up. It's so dumb. Like,
and like for world building too, like they did not do a great job on the world building. Like if you want to see good world building, watch Thor. Like
Lord of the Rings.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, I absolutely agree with Thor. That movie gets shit on a lot. I think it was really well done.
Like there's problems with everything. If you really want, you can find a problem in everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Infinity
War.
War
is
a great movie, dude. But you can still find shit to it.
Let me tell you though, Infinity War got like exponentially better because of Endgame. Like you just sit it like, and you see the fucking miss that movie did. That you're like, God, Infinity War set this thing up so good.
Right.
It was kind of like the opposite of what happened with The Force Awakens versus The Last Jedi. Yeah. Like The Last Jedi was so fucking bad that it makes me hate The Force Awakens. But like Endgame was so disappointing that it made me like Infinity War better. It was insane. But no, like the world building in Aquaman, dude, it's just like it's generic and like it's not even there at the same time. Like none of it makes sense.
And like they do the thing of like showing the different cultures and how everybody like adapted to the sea life differently and all that. And that is cool to see those different branches, but you're not really doing anything with them. And it seems very rushed to try and say this, and this. And it's like, I mean, you can do a lot better with that. Like, I know for sure that in Lord of the Rings, I know this just from the books and stuff, that the development of, like, the different cultures and shit and how they're grouped and stuff is done a lot better right there than they did here.
Well, in the movie, I guess spoiler. It's not really a spoiler, but they do like the first like 10 minutes of the movie is world building, and they nail it. Like you know, they talk about how the rings were made, why the people have them, what they're doing with them. They set up the stakes. They kind of show you obviously the way it's gonna look, and they knock it all out in 10 minutes. And I'd argue Aquaman fucking tried it, and they did it halfway through the movie. It's like, why wouldn't you do that at the beginning?
Right.
Like, tell us about Atlantis at the beginning of the movie.
And can we say, did she forget or did he forget that they both had a scene in Justice League where they talked to each other?
Thank you.
Because she's like, when she's talking, it's like, you don't remember me from like when you were saving the world.
Like a fucking week ago when you saved the world.
Yeah.
Like, or like even the fact that he's been in fucking Atlantis. He knows where the fucking mother box was. And like, it's fucking dumb. It's all dumb.
Right.
Like, that movie actually got hurt because Justice League existed. Aquaman probably could have worked a little bit better, and the editing is abysmal in this movie. It's just garbage. I'm still working on an edit that I promise you will save this movie.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's not really savable, but it will make it like way better.
Uh-huh.
But again, had this come out first, it might have been.
Are your headphones in, dude? 'Cause
Yeah.
I can hear myself.
No, they're in.
Okay.
I think you're crazy.
What the heck?
My deal is that they just introduce a bunch of stuff in Justice League and in all the other movies that Batman v Superman, even that it's like this stuff already happened. Like, why are we talking about this? And yeah, again with the world building, they don't explain anything. They just send you to a kingdom, and you're like, oh, okay. There's mer people here. There's crab people here.
Yeah.
And then like the scene with like the trench people.
Yeah.
I mean, you call them people. They're just monsters.
And can we also get to the ending there? When you jump to the ending, after he has like the badass like monster creature.
Yeah.
He's supposed to end up becoming the king.
Yeah.
He rises out of the ground, and he just basically kills a bunch of the crab people who were standing up against them.
Fucking everyone. He kills a little bit of everyone.
And well, I'm just saying, he's like kills the main first group of people that were literally right there standing up, saying, "No, we're not gonna do this." And I was just like, "What the hell is going on here?" And then he just kills like half the kingdom, by himself.
Nobody gives a shit.
And no one cares. No one says nothing. Oh, he has the trident. Oh, his mom's alive. We're gonna worship him now. Like, come on. Like, really?
And they steal that whole scene, like when he reunites with his mom.
Yeah.
Fucking, they just lifted that from How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just
because she's
stole it.
This dress and everything.
Yep. It almost looks the fucking same. And then how the fuck does Nicole Kidman know that's her son? I absolutely understand Momoa knowing it's her.
Right.
But the movie is so fucking brain dead that they have her recognize him. It's the dumbest fucking thing in the universe. It's so stupid.
I don't know. It could be one of those movies though that if for some reason they make a sequel, they will could be good.
Maybe
if they go back, if they stick to one villain, we did not need all of these things. They tried to world build really fast, really abruptly. Like even in the Thor series, they didn't show everything throughout Asgard in the first movie.
Well, I'd argue they didn't even give him a villain in the first movie. They wanted to world build so bad they didn't even give him a villain.
Who in
Thor?
Thor, yeah.
Because what's he do? He fights the frost giants. That's the first fucking 10 minutes of the movie.
Right. And then
we're good with that.
Loki.
And he doesn't even fight. He doesn't even fight Loki.
No.
Loki's just kind of fucking with him. He's just kind of doing some mind games. That's it.
He ends up fighting the robot thing, which Hela looks at in Thor Ragnarok and is just like weak. Because it's that stupid little cube thing that almost looks like the Tesseract, but it's not the Tesseract. I heard someone say, "Oh, it's the Tesseract. Why'd she say it's weak?" I was like, "No, the next fucking thing is the Tesseract."
You know the thing that Loki steals later? Fuck Christ. Oh, I'm telling you, people don't even watch these movies.
No.
They just sit in front of them.
Oh, man. But since we're on the Tesseract,
I always make that joke. People are always like, they're like, just turn your brain off, dude, and watch it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll turn my brain off and watch the movie. Am I allowed to turn my brain back the fuck on when the movie's over? Like, can I do that?
Right.
People are like, no.
So,
No.
I don't know.
The movie's fucking terrible.
Here's a review for Aquaman.
Oh, no.
The movie did not disappoint. The dazzling writing, good characters, and cool villains. The CGI, though, is a bit much in a few scenes. Here's another one. A decent surprise for me. I wasn't expecting much with most DC movies. This, however, is far better than most. The storyline and plot are good. Majority of acting makes the characters enjoyable and believable. The beginning scene with the pirates and the submarine is downright awful. The main human antagonist is an awful actor. Not sure how that got by. Aquaman is an overall entertaining movie with good special effects, good acting, and solid superhero fight scenes. Okay, fuck him, because the guy who plays Manta is a good actor. Like, it's I have seen him in other stuff, and I will tell you what that other stuff is.
But he sucked in this movie.
But did he really?
Yes,
he
yes,
had
Michael,
a helmet
he did.
on for most of his
Michael,
scenes.
That is absolutely not true. He's like in the fucking movie for like fucking 15 minutes. Are you kidding? Oh, so you loved his so you loved after he shot the fucking super soaker into the mountain, and he doesn't even react to the After Effects correctly, which I'll guess I'll put on the After Effects crew for like not doing that well.
Yeah.
But not only does he not act very well with that, he turns his face with his like lip halfway up, looking like a moron, like he's constipated. And then he goes into the fucking the next scene where he's like taking the tech apart and building his cosplay. He looks like a fucking moron. And then in the beginning, when you first introduce him, he's just generic villain.
Yeah.
I've waited a long time for this. It's like, did you though? Did we know? What are you talking about? And then.
Right.
And then he's just yelling all the time. Ah, like.
Shimmer.
And then he's dead. And then he should have died.
Dead, yeah.
He should have died, but he didn't die. He sucks. He's stupid. He's just fucking one-dimensional and lame.
Here's a 5-star rating from one day ago. Best movie by DCEU so far.
With a 5-star.
Yeah. Another one, 5-star. This movie is top notch by any standards. Let's get it straight. Just because the evil guy is.
I like how you had to stop.
I am not reading that. Oh my God.
Come on.
Okay.
Entertain me.
It doesn't make sense.
Even better. Well,
So,
that's the
from-
caliber of people who like this
from-
movie,
From
Michael.
AJ, who gave it a 5-star rating on Rotten Tomatoes. He says, this movie is top notch by any standard. Let's get it straight. Just because the evil guy
He gave it a 5 and says it's top notch by any standard?
Yeah.
What a fucking idiot.
So he says, just because the evil guy is black, so you people give it a 65%.
There it is.
How
There it
politically sensitive are you people?
That
isn't his real. His
That has to be a troll.
Yeah. It's
That has to be
stupid.
trolling. Has to be trolling.
The scenes in the water was great. Black Manta was great. It's the scenes in the water were great, sir. Who doesn't have a name?
Fucking Christ. Bots.
Here's John. 0.5 star. Just a terrible movie if you're an adult.
To be fair, that sounds like something I would say. I wish it was me. Fuck.
Who knew James Wan could direct such an awesome superhero action movie? Amazing.
fuck outta
Grade
here.
B. Actually, this movie is worse than any Fast and Furious movie this dude has done. So
I would absolutely agree.
at least Fast and Furious movies know what they are.
Exactly.
This movie did not know what it was.
Nope.
And like, so I found the little fact about the octopus playing the drums.
I already know about it.
Yeah.
I know, Kevin Smith cried about it like a fucking retard.
What?
Thought it was so cool in his fucking review. Like he thought he was.
I didn't watch his review on this one. Do you think I'm
I
gonna
wanted-
sit there and watch a 2-hour review of the whole movie?
I wanted to kill myself. He's just like, oh, it's from the comics and it used to be his friend. I don't care. I don't give
No,
a shit.
that's not even why.
Oh no, what is it?
That's not even why. It was
He is in the comics though, by the way.
Is
he's
it?
He's like a little shitty sidekick thing.
The octopus?
Yeah, the drums. Yeah,
Oh. Okay.
yeah.
I did not know it was from the comics, but that's not why James Wan supposedly put it in there. He supposedly said that he saw
Ant-Man, and thought it was amazing and funny.
no. Oh no. Apparently according to this it's from the comic books.
Yeah,
But in an interview he said that he saw I believe is the rhinos from Black Panther and was like, if they can put that in there, I can have this in here.
Fuck. Yeah, because that's the movie you want to fucking base your fucking shit on.
Okay, so
I called that drumming the squid, by the way, which I think should be the new bullshit jumping the shark, nuking the fridge, and then you drum the squid.
Right.
That's what I call it. I want to make a shirt called Drumming the Squid.
all right, so anyways, I was gonna say goo when we were saying shit about the Tesseract, but I also watched the Captain Marvel movie for the second time. And because
Man, you just got right off of Aquaman, huh?
I'm done with it. There's not much to say. Okay, fine. We want to do a rating for Aquaman.
I would just say Jason Momoa is charismatic. He's great.
Okay.
Even he can't save this fucking film. And in the hands of somebody who actually gave a fuck about the lore and the characters and actual world building, Jason Momoa would have been perfectly fucking fine. The guy is not an Oscar-winning type of actor, but the guy is charismatic. He's endearing, and he's a big, strong dude. Him as Khal Drogo was fucking incredible, and it's just like, I just don't understand how you can't give him an underwater warrior and not make him cooler.
Right.
I don't know. You just kind of turned him into a fucking joke, and everybody's like, well, Aquaman's lame. But the whole point of getting Jason Momoa was to Khal Drogo him up and make him a fucking badass. Even in the cartoons, they give him like a hook hand and make him fucking cool.
Right.
In Flashpoint, he fucking murders people. Like, I don't know. This movie went for the fucking idiots, and the idiots showed up in droves, and congratulations. This movie's gonna fucking just not... It's just gonna die with the rest of the DCEU. Hopefully they can reboot his little franchise with a better director, and Momoa can stay on.
Can I say though, if they should, in my opinion, they should just finish the Aquaman shit. I mean, they're done with the Batfleck shit anyway, so they're not gonna do a conjoined thing, so it doesn't matter. They can end it after a one-off. I mean, it's perfectly fine. He's king already. What else?
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna fight Black Manta. Okay. I think they should end it and recast Momoa as Lobo. Because Lobo is like, it looks just like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Dude, and that would be a fun one to do because apparently he's getting his own show anyway, spin-off show from Krypton.
Yeah.
So that would be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I, if people really want to see it, go see it just for the fun of it. Of course, this is an old movie now. It's on DVD, so
I would say this is probably the funniest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. It's so goddamn bad. I've probably seen it more than most movies I actually like.
Yeah.
Because I would say this is probably like the last, I mean, Justice League was the last Jedi of the DCEU, but I would say Aquaman is there, even though it did really good with the money. This movie, every single time you watch it, you see something wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Something brand new. This shit is fucking... It's damn near unwatchable. It's so fucking terrible. But it's also one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. So...
Okay.
I don't know. If you want to see a really if you want to teach yourself the way not to make a film, this is the movie to see. So, there you go. Yeah, it's fucking trash. It's absolutely trash. Yeah.
So, now we're done with that.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel. I rewatched that, and it was my second viewing, and I do have some decent stuff to say about it.
Yay!
About some of the things and things that I thought were retcons, but they actually aren't.
Okay, let's qualify those.
So the big retcon thing that I kept saying and kept arguing about was the Tesseract being in space.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Tesseract being in space, according to this movie, and I really was paying attention to names and shit like that, it was part of the Project Pegasus bullshit. Which they talk about. Project Pegasus is also in that cutscene that they show Loki's not dead from in with the Doctor.
In Avengers.
Was it at the end of Avengers?
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't at the end of
Yeah,
Avengers.
the first Avengers. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, because it was after Thor, before Avengers, because it's showing Loki in like the mirror and the Doctor standing there looking at the Tesseract.
That was at the end of Avengers, wasn't it?
No, that was before Avengers. That's how he finds out where the Tesseract is.
Oh, that's how he got the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Back. Yeah.
So like that whole thing where that Doctor was working and all that shit, that was still Project Pegasus through Shield. So even in Captain Marvel, Project Pegasus was still issued by Shield. They just kind of, lost track of it. At least that's my assumption from this, is like she took it there because she knew it was very powerful. And she took it out of Shield's hands, even though she was working for Shield. Marvel was working for Shield at the time. Mm-hmm. So that's how she got a hold of it, which makes a little bit more sense when you actually find out the name of the project and all that crap. I didn't pay attention to them calling it Project Pegasus the first viewing. Yeah. So that makes me feel a little better about it. I still hate the fucking goose cutting his eye out. Scratching Fury's eye out. So I was watching that one shot too where they dropped the scene online where she basically like beats the shit out of the guy and takes his stuff. Which they did not put that in there. So after watching that scene online and then watching the movie in that shot, it actually made me feel a little better. Because, like, the whole time I was waiting for her to, like, beat the crap out of the guy in the movie. I was like, don't do it. This is going to put the... And thankfully, they didn't add it into the actual cut of the movie they put in. So it makes it seem not so demeaning and wrong there. So whoever edited that, thank you for not throwing that whole scene into the movie. They just have the guy say, you look prettier if you smile, and then she steals his bike when he goes inside. So he goes inside in that scene, But the attitude that she has throughout the whole movie, until she meets her friend for some damn reason, and she remembers she's human somehow, miraculously. I attribute like her attitude towards the guy, if they would have put that full scene in, towards Fury, all that other shit, to the way she was being raised for the last 7 years. No, 6 years. 7 years. Just because she was being raised by the Kree. So she's being trained to be a soldier of the Kree army, so I get it. Let's see here. What did I say? It's still a cop-out. I feel their movie is still a cop-out to try and show a strong female character. Because, why does every strong female character we have in movies have to have superpowers? Like, they're basically saying a woman's not strong unless she has superpowers. That's why I can't wait for Black Widow. Unless they do some post Endgame bullshit and the Black Widow comes back with powers. Oh God, that would be. I do like the aesthetic of the movie after watching it for a second time. The '90s feel to it. There is one shot in there though, and you don't see the chair when Nick Fury's sitting in it. So you can't tell. But then it's like one of the cut scenes. So I'm assuming it's the same chair because everything else in the office looks the same. And it's supposed to be 1995 when Goose pukes out the Tesseract on his desk in the cutscene, and his chair is a chair that was not made in 1995.
Oh, nice.
It's like the chair I have here, like with the mesh back and all that shit.
Ergonomic.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was like, no. Yeah, the acting was just, It was still hard. And her face, like, you've seen Endgame. I know you haven't seen this one, but you've seen Endgame.
Yeah.
That stupid little look that she gets on her face when she's standing in front of Thor, and she like moves up her eyebrow. That's like her look the entire fucking movie, and it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, do you not know how to act? I mean, you're an Academy Award nominee, like, or is she a winner? I know she's been nominated.
She
but
won.
She won. So you're Academy Award winner. Like, act. Don't just emote your face. Come on.
She's just sniffing her own farts, dude.
So-
She wins a fucking award and thinks she's just fucking
Right.
incredible.
And then one cool thing, but not so cool thing. It depends on the way they go with it. If Marvel wants to do this, which if they do, it'd be kind of cool to see. But Monica Rambeau, the little girl from the movie, she is actually like a superhero type thing, kind of like Captain Marvel in the comics.
Okay.
Which I found this out after I had watched the movie, but I did some math. And according to my math, if she was snapped away, she would be 37 years old right now.
Yeah, okay.
So if they brought her in, which I'm thinking they're going to try to do, at least my assumption is they would try to do it because they want to bring more women into the universe, especially original superheroes, especially black original women superheroes. So why not? It would be smart if they did. If they were going to bring her in as she was snapped away and brought back, because then she'd be 37. But then the actress that is playing her would still be older than all the other actresses on the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then if they had her snapped away, she'd be like 42. Like,
Damn.
or no, hadn't snapped her away. Yeah.
Nobody cares about that character though. Why bother? Like,
I'm
nobody.
just wondering if they're gonna try and bring her in as like, cause like you have Spider-Man, now you have Ant-Man's daughter. You know, try and do that. Be like, oh, she's still like a kid. Bitch, no, she isn't. That was in the '95 when she was like this old. Like.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope they don't do something stupid like that.
They're fucking that timeline all up like they did with X-Men. It's like apparently Michael Fassbender turns into Ian McKellen in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Like fucking idiots.
All right. Dude,
I don't know.
at least they'll have Deadpool in there to remark on it. Like, what the fuck?
I'm curious with Spider-Man. I mean,
That comes out soon.
I think it's already out.
It'll be out by this drop, yeah. It comes out this weekend.
They just did like a scene thing where they're like, oh, you can dodge a banana or you can dodge bullets, but you can't dodge a banana. And I'm like, then it hard cuts to a scene where they're like shooting automatic weapons at him and he's wearing the Iron Spider suit. I go, why are you even bothering fucking dodging bullets? You have an Iron Man suit on.
Yeah.
Like it's like it completely takes away everything. So obviously they're gonna have to like emp that or do something to why he can't use that suit.
Dude, yeah, I'm guessing he's going to be leaving it behind because he's going on vacation, and that's why he doesn't have it with him in another country. And then
which again makes no sense. But
and then I'm guessing Fury's gonna have the black thing for him, and
Racist.
then which they're calling
and I think
it
inappropriate.
What are they calling it? The stealth suit or some shit? Stealth Spider-Man suit? Which, I mean, if he has the iron suit, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a cloaking device on that fucker. But I'm guessing he's gonna get that one from Fury, and then he'll probably get one from Happy later to be like Spider-Man.
I already told Hannah, I'm like, that movie's pretty fucking predictable. I think. I assume anytime something stupid happens, they're gonna hit you with the heartstrings. They're gonna bring up a Happy crying about something, or they're gonna talk about Iron Man. I even wouldn't be surprised if we don't see like a hologram message that was left behind.
He's got the glasses, dude. He's got his glasses. His voice will be in the glasses or some bullshit with a message,
or just some kind of message, some hologram message that he left, like he did for his daughter. He'll definitely. I refuse to believe he doesn't leave one for Peter.
Right, for everybody.
I told Hannah, I was like, God, how do you not have one for like every single like original character? But it's like, well, no, who would he make them for? Natasha's dead.
Yeah.
Cap is gone.
Well, he didn't know Cap was gone.
But it doesn't matter. We're not gonna see him. Why would we see him?
Cap's not gone. He's just old.
He's gone. He's done.
He's old. They're
Which
gonna,
also, why
they're
not
gonna
just-
put
why
him
not
in
just-
that machine that they put
Thank you.
Ant-Man in and reverse his age.
Yep.
I guarantee if Marvel needs more money later down, hey, remember that bit we did that we wasted like 20 minutes on? Let's do that.
Fucking kill me. But yeah, Captain Marvel, keep going because I have no interest in this movie.
Yeah, no. Those are just my thoughts. It's still not like a movie to keep watching over and over and over again. Just because the acting is harsh. I liked the main scroll guy just because.
Ben Mendelsohn, dude.
Yeah,
He's fucking,
and the
he's fucking
twist
cash.
too. Like a lot of people are pissed about, like, well, the scrolls are supposed to be evil and stuff, and it's like, well, there can be a twist. I mean, if you knew they were all evil, there wouldn't be a twist. But I also get the fact that they're supposed to be, because I've seen the scrolls in the cartoons and stuff and the comics, and they're. But then Kevin Feige came out and was like, well, just because these scrolls were good doesn't mean all scrolls are good. Which is like, okay, then show us that. Show us Nick Fury be a Skrull in the Spider-Man movie. Come on.
What? Fucking Christ. I'm sorry, but I fucking hate that comment.
Why?
Because I think the problem is and it's surprising because normally you're very the forward-thinking guy. You're always talking about like the next phase or the next movie to kind of justify the dumb shit that movies do. This was one of those times where it's like they completely fucked a storyline that they could have used for an entire phase. Like Secret Wars would have been a perfect phase. Like we just had this galactic thing happen with Thanos. The problem is every fucking idiot in the world is like, well, where do we go from here? How do we top that? It's like, we don't need to top that right now. We just saved the universe.
Smaller shit.
Can't we go back to the universe that we saved?
Because it's not like every single movie we're going to have is going to have all these people. That was like the main thing, is there were literally beings from other planets helping fight Thanos and his army.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that, so it's okay if we have a small guy every so often. It's
Let's just
okay
bring
to
it
have
back.
the Claw come in every so often. Of course, he's dead, but...
He's dead now, thank God. God, fucking Disney, just always killing Andy Serkis. Fucking idiots. Why even fucking bother? Why bring Andy Serkis in if you're going to just fucking kill him?
They're going to use him in the Avatar movies now.
It's so fucking stupid. But I mean, the Skrulls would have been great, dude. We could have brought it back, and with the whole Snapshire thing and everybody coming back from the snap.
So
like you could have had everybody being like, okay, is it actually you? Think about all the family turmoil stuff that could have happened, all the political things you could have done, especially with Cap and fucking Bucky, like with the new Cap and Bucky. It's like you could have used the Skrull storyline with the TV shows and the movies, at least for one full fucking season. It would have been fucking great. You could have intertwined all that stuff, and then you could have broke apart at the end of all of it. Like, it would have been fine. It was so dumb. It was such a fucking waste of a good race of villains, potential villains. It was fucking dumb. It was dumb.
And the sad thing is, I highly doubt that they're going to get into any of the Skrull stuff in the near future, especially because I mean, they're doing Black Widow, which I feel unless
Prequel.
if it's a prequel, it's just a throwaway. Then at that time, it's like
Yeah.
why you just basically fuck that actress who has been there since the beginning of your
Yeah.
female heroes. Like you're
Disney.
just
Yeah, I mean, that's what they did. That's what they do.
now it's
They
just a pandering movie.
Yeah.
That's all it's gonna end up being. It's like you screwed her in Endgame by not giving her a shot in like that woman shot or whatever.
Yep.
Thankfully you didn't, but
Yeah, thank God.
you know, and then they're going and doing after Scarlet or Black Widow, it's the Eternals. They're just jumping all over the place now. It's like nothing's gonna come together. You need to have a big bad to form a whole nother thing like that again.
Unless something really magical happens in the next like couple of sequels, I'm telling you, dude, I think Spider-Man's going to be the finale. Like Spider-Man will be, or at least for all the guys who started with Iron Man.
Right.
And I'm not saying like people who started last year and then like caught up for Endgame and shit. Those people are going to fucking be 5-year-olds and be like, "Ooh, pretty." The people who actually started with Iron Man and gave a shit about all these characters and stuff, I guarantee you they're going to just want to see how Peter moves forward without Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Once that's over, I can't imagine anything that this movie will do that'll keep all the people from Phase 1 interested in any way.
Right. I mean, since Phase 1 started, though, it's like there's always that big bad. We knew what we were going to end up into.
Yeah.
Well,
No, we didn't know about Thanos. Didn't get introduced until what?
Avengers.
Was it the first Avengers? So yeah. I mean, that was 8 movies in or something.
I can hear myself through your shit. It's weird. No, so it's one of those things where why is this picking me up? Where was it? Oh, the first Iron Man movie led in to the Avenger movie. It set us up to get an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So that was your Phase 1, I guess they considered that. And then at the end of that is when we got Thanos and grew this big thing in.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see it develop like that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's just I'll watch Spider-Man movies. I don't give a shit about anybody else. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor. I mean, all those characters are good and all those actors are great in their roles. But I mean, Black Panther was such a piece of shit, and I really don't care about the second one. And Doctor Strange will be fine. Nobody gives a shit about Captain Marvel. I mean, who else do you got? Guardians could be good. I mean, Nebula's
it's gonna
a strong
be a
character.
minute, but
losing Gamora sucks, but I mean, Nebula's a pretty strong character, and Thor running around with them could be fun. It'll be the first time ever Chris Hemsworth's comedy might actually be useful in a movie that isn't a Thor movie.
right.
You know,
It's it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I mean, it's got a few years anyways till we see it.
Yeah.
So
I actually want to see a James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. I think that could be really good.
yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. That one comes out next year, doesn't it? Drops
so.
next year.
I think
Something
so.
like
I hope so.
This is the time where DC should be like picking up the slack, bro.
Yep.
Like they're like, okay, Marvel's down, let's go. People want to see this stuff, you know, especially because now it's literally just DC, Sony with their Spider-Verse stuff, which the MCU helped build like Sony's like rep back up.
Nah, that Venom movie was trash. They're fucked. They're done.
We'll see what they
did
do with it.
The best thing they can do is just pump all your fucking money into your animation studio and get some Spider-Verse shit out. That's what you want. That's what you want to do. Spider-Verse fucking killed it, dude. Everybody wants that. People are still talking about that fucking movie. Like that's what you want to do. You get fucking cashing on that Spider-Gwen shit, dude. Fucking do a storyline in her universe. That's what you want.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would just be rehashing the things I've said a million times. I haven't seen Captain Marvel. Not gonna see it. It was obvious what that movie was, and it's just not good. I don't need to see it to know. Everybody knows. People who defend that are just delusional people who just, I don't know, just have an agenda.
I feel that Disney should not have gone back and tried to do prequel movies, and they're like the Captain America one. I get it.
They shouldn't have even introduced that fucking character. There was no use for her. They should have finished out Endgame, done what they were supposed to, and been done with it.
Right.
And then moved on to the next phase, and then introduced Captain Marvel in the next Guardians movie. That's how that should have went down.
Yeah.
But no, they just wanted to catch up and, whatever. And this Wonder Woman movie is going to come out and nobody's going to give a fuck about it. It's going to probably make some money, and there's going to be another one of those fucking, well, she's a woman, that's why people don't like her. It's like, no, she just doesn't fit. She's just not a good Wonder Woman. I don't care what anybody says. She's a good knockoff.
Dude, I'm looking forward to Cheetah, though.
Sure, Kristen Wiig's a good actress. I'm curious to... do you think they're going to actually mutate her and make her look like Cheetah? Or do you think they're going to give her some fucking stupid outfit and she's just going to have heightened abilities? Or do you think they're going to, like, Black Panther her and give her a suit?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to put my money on a suit. I don't think DC has the balls to turn her into...
To do a mutation or something? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they got the balls to do it.
They should. I mean...
To be fair, though, it'd be hard to argue because they did introduce all the fucking mer people and crab people in Aquaman.
Yeah.
And that looked fucking dumb, so...
But it worked out for him.
Yeah. And always my favorite argument lately is, like, everybody's, like, especially with the poster, it's like, oh, that gold armor, it's in the comics, dude, you didn't see it? I go, yeah, and it looked fucking dumb in the comics, too.
Yeah. Dude, I think they'll do, I think they'll do a mutation on her. I really do.
I hope so.
It would make it so much better. And, I mean, they've done it. They do stuff like that. If they were to put that on CW, they would do the mutation. And they'd just be like, here you go. Why not?
Fuck it.
They freaking mutate Mona all the time.
All the time, yeah. 3 episodes.
All right. So that's it for Captain Marvel, dude.
Yeah, so fuck that movie.
I want to finish this cast up today with putting this out here and seeing what your thoughts are, too. Because I said that we recently watched iRobot on DVD. Ooh. And then the next day, we ended up watching the RoboCop movie, the remake, not the original.
Fuck.
Just because I didn't want to walk in the office. Plus, the originals are R ratings, and they're actually a little worse for the kids. So then I heard that they're doing the $6 Million Man remake, which is going to be called the $6 Billion Man. And my question to you is, especially with back when the $6 Million Man was made, the idea of a mechanical heart and lungs, all that shit was really big. We actually have that nowadays. Like, that stuff can really happen. 3D prosthetics really can be there. Yeah. What is the difference then between the $6 Billion Man and RoboCop? What's going to be the main difference?
Just the aesthetic, the way the character looks. It's the situations that they're put in.
Would you go see a $6 Billion Man movie?
It depends on the tone. Are they going to try and be serious, or are they going to try and do something dumb?
Well, the show was always serious tone.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you could also argue, like, they could do, like, the idea of, like, how, MacGyver did this, and then they made a TV show that was kind of campy.
Right.
Or, like, they could also take that thing and make a joke out of it, like, how MacGyver got turned into MacGruber from SNL.
Yeah.
And then they made a movie about that, and it was kind of farcy.
See, that's where I liked when they did the 21 Jump Street reboots.
That's what I'm saying. They could go a little more goofy.
Right.
You could do that because the premise is kind of goofy, but also at the same time, I was telling Hannah the other day, fuck that. Why not go straight into the fun? And I want a fucking Inspector Gadget movie. Or TV show.
You don't want the ones that we had like back in '99.
No, they weren't great. Actually, I was telling Hannah, I actually want a TV show. I want an Inspector Gadget live action show
On the CW.
And I think the CW would be a great place for it, honestly. Because Penny, built-in strong female character who's actually leading the charge. And you know who I would pick as Inspector Gadget? You'll fucking love this. Ben Schwartz, the guy who plays John Ralphio in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I think he'd be fucking brilliant. He's actually a really fucking good actor. He's on what it was something Lies, House of Lies or something.
Okay,
it's some political.
The House of Cards.
No, it's the other one. It's kind of like that. It's a political one. It's got Don Cheadle and Kristen Bell. I think did some stuff with it. I cannot remember what it was called.
Shaves. No, that doesn't work. That's a completely different thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't even close. This is the Googling portion of the of the podcast.
House of
Lies. Yeah, look at me. I'm
Okay.
good. I mean, he's just great. He's actually a very, very good actor, and obviously, as John Ralphio, you know, he can play like goofy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the look. He's animated, so he can do some goofy movements and stuff. I think it would totally work. So I guess I mean it doesn't really answer the question.
Right.
I kind of a $6 billion man. Who gives a fuck? No, nobody cares. The RoboCop remake was such an abysmal piece of shit that I don't even think they could handle it. They're taking a property that nobody gives a fuck about.
It's
and
one
then
of
they're
those
gonna
things.
do it, and they're gonna do it wrong.
Like
so it
if
doesn't
they were
matter.
gonna redo the $6 million man, that's something that they should have done about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
To that
I'd agree.
audience that had watched it live all the time. Like
I'd agree.
it would be like taking the Gargoyles TV show from when we were kids and remaking it in like another 30 years.
No, I think it would still work. I've even said I want a Gargoyles movie right now.
Yeah, I would want one right now. But I'm
So,
saying like they would
30
miss
years,
our
I would-
market. Well, we wouldn't be that
I don't think
old.
so. It's still cool. It's still
Yeah.
a cool idea. The movie would even come out, and people probably wouldn't even know about the
Cartoon,
cartoons.
yeah.
So
But the cartoons,
they would,
dude, those were serious for their time, for sure.
They're still fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I would say, I mean, the Gargoyles movie comes out, right? The trailer looks fucking dope. Nobody would even know about the cartoons, so they wouldn't even compare it. I mean, granted, you assume in 30 years the internet and shit
Right.
still exists,
Because
so people will go look it up. But
they have this like thing though where they like take these old IPs that they used to like have. There was a following for them once. The $6 million man. I don't know how big the following was back then. Like they tried it with Bewitched when they did the remake, but they did the
that
spin
sucked.
on that remake. Like they did the remake. It was
made
like
goofy.
an Inception remake of it because
It
it
made
was
a
like
joke.
yeah.
so
But-
like unless they make it a goof, then probably not. But at the end of the day, I go, if you're gonna do that and make it a goof,
Yeah.
again, I would go Inspector
Some-
Gadget. I think that's the route you want to go.
Somebody suggested that they do a remake of I Dream of Jeannie. And I was like, did you ever watch I Dream of Jeannie? Like, it would be a great remake, but
Yeah.
what studio is going to do that
Nobody will make that.
when the woman is always calling the dude master?
Yeah, nobody's
No
watching
one's
that.
going to do that. No one.
Nobody. The only way it would work is maybe if you flip the genders,
Right.
which I would argue we just had Aladdin, so it probably wouldn't work.
Oh, God. So, because of internet radio, I came across a song that popped up when I was in the pool. I couldn't get out fast enough to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
From Aladdin, the new soundtrack motion picture movie. I heard it and I was
That
like,
shit's rough.
this song sounds familiar. What is this? And so the volume went up and I heard it more and I was like, why does this sound so bad? What is this?
Why does it sound so bad?
And then the volume went up more and I was like, oh my God, I knew those lyrics sounded familiar. This is from Aladdin. Why does it sound so bad? I was like, this is horrible. It's like, is this straight from the movie? And then I got up and looked, and it's straight from the movie. I was like, oh, no.
I told you, dude. Will Smith can't sing, and even
It wasn't
auto-tune
even
can fucking
him.
sing.
It wasn't even him. It was the
Was
dude
it-
playing Aladdin. It was his song, one of his songs.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
pretty
remember
brutal,
what
too.
song it was, but it was horrible. It wasn't
Probably
like it wasn't one
Probably
of the
Street
main.
Rat or something.
No, it wasn't one of like the bigger songs, but I remember it from like the lyrics popped in my head from the original movie. So, and I was like, this sounds bad. Like
That movie's fucking trash. I don't even have to see it. It's fucking terrible. It's so sad what Disney's doing right now. It's gross.
well, they own
just-
everything, so it's like you have no other option really.
Well, and people
At
are
least
just
that's what
fucking-
they think.
And people are just fucking stupid these days. I just can't. It's nothing. Nobody likes substance anymore. It's just sad. They just want pretty colors, bright lights, and they'd be bored. And they just want to sit in front of something for like 2 hours and just
Right.
call it good. It's like I want the experience of going to the theater, not actually the experience of watching a story. You know what I mean? I don't want to be told a story. I just want to go look at something and go home. And then interpret it myself. And it's like, oh, God, kill me.
That's the bonus about our podcast. You can, instead of sitting in front of something for 2 hours and being entertained, you can just do your chores and be entertained for 2
Yeah.
hours.
You can listen to me cry like a whingy bitch and be like, I'm going to fold the towel, even though it's a washcloth.
With that said, I think this episode is done and over with.
Oh,
Any
thank
last final words on what all did we talk about? Batman vs TMNT, Aquaman,
God. Dove into
Cat
the waters of
Marvel.
Aquaman. I don't know. I just hope I hope somebody hears our podcast someday and then they reboot it in 6 months. It'll be great.
There you go, Disney.
Awesome.
You ain't never had
Oper-
a friend like me.
Operation Babble Reloaded.
Oh.
Can I be played by Will Smith? That'd be great. He can play both of us.
There you go.
All right.
All right,
Well,
man.
fuck Aquaman. Actually, no, go watch that. You'll laugh at it. It's hilarious. Fuck Captain Marvel. That movie should have never been made. And Turtles and Batman. Another nostalgia grab by Hollywood. Nicely done. So, okay. Well,
man.
I'm sad now. I'm gonna go to Atlanta and see if I can find Aquaman and the Crab People. So later, nerds.
Peace. Thanks for tuning in to another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch this episode and more at soundcloud.com/Operation Babble or iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play at Operation Babble or YouTube at Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. Have a great day, guys. Peace.